Let's now have an example on dictionary of lists. First, we have our dictionary subjects. Math is the key, science is another key. 8 and 10 are values correspondingly. Let's print subjects, the dictionary, to see our output. Yes, we have subjects, the dictionary we have in our example. We intend now to have an average of this 8 and 10. First, we must sum them and get their average. So we have a for loop for a counter say num in subjects dot values. This will iterate over the values 8 and 10. Let's have our colon here, and we need to have a sum. So we must have sum equals 0 first outside the loop, and then we will subsequently add 8 to it, then 10. So here we have sum equals sum plus num, which is the value extracted from the dictionary. Or simply write plus equals num. Of course, we have an indent here for our for loop. We conclude that the zigzag lines disappear now, which means we are having a correct syntax. Let's have a dictionary called grade, which is equal to our curly brackets for the dictionary. Now have our first key, sum, colon, to add the value using an F string, and of course our quotations and curled brackets or placeholder to add the value of the sum. This is a dictionary which has one item now. Let's have a print for this dictionary just to see our output. Great. And have run. Yes, this is our dictionary with one item, a key sum, and a value 18, which is the sum of 8 and 10 now. Let's get the average here. We introduce a new variable called average, which is equal to the sum divided by 2. 2 is really the length of this dictionary. So let's write here len, the function len, subjects. And let's print the average. Let's have a print here. Print between quotations average. So let's have a copy of it here. Comma, the value of average. And let's have a run here. Yes, the average is 9. Let's now add another item to this dictionary grade to be the average. Grade dot the method update. Between brackets here, have our brackets of the dictionary, and let's add the key now between quotations average, colon, to introduce the value of the average, and here is our value. Let's have a print here, semicolon, print the dictionary grade. And let's see the output here. Yes, a dictionary that contains an item of sum and another item of average. Let's upgrade this example. Let's have a list of the grades of math. So between a list here, we have 8, another value say 7, comma, 10, and our list is done. A list for the grades of science. 10, say 9, comma, 8, comma, 7, and our list is done here. So the list of math has 3 values. The list of science has 4 values. Of course, now we will need a nested loop, an outer loop to iterate over the items of the dictionary, and an inner loop to iterate over the items in each list. So let's have now the outer loop for subject in the dictionary subjects, dot values to extract the lists, which are the values of the dictionary, and have our colon here. Of course, we need to indent all this. Then we start the second loop to add and have our sum just as before, and form the first item of the dictionary, grade. For computing the average, we divide our sum. We can divide by the length of subjects now, because we have len subjects equals 2. We have 2 items. We really need the values or the length of each list in this item, then we add those lengths. We need to divide over the length, which is the sum of len, the lists here. So we need another variable here, length equals 0. And let's upgrade it here. Length equals length plus the len of each subject. Let's divide here by length. Let's revise our code now. We have sum and length, 2 variables. We have an outer loop for subject in subjects.values. Just to extract the lists here, those are the values of the dictionary subjects. For num in subject, for each, we should delete this. For one subject, which is the list now, we have a counter num, and we add it to the sum, compute our grade, compute the length. We must have this statement indented here, tab, because we need the length to be computed or upgraded after each subject here. If we keep it like this, shift tab, let's have this shift tab, then the length will count only the length of the science value, which is 4. So we must have it indented here. Tab. Let's have our run now. Yes, the subjects are printed in the very beginning. We requested the print of this dictionary after each item of the subjects. Therefore, it is printed twice here, but the final sum is 59. The length is computed to be 7, and 59 divided by 7, yes, it gives this average. Now let's have a better print for this average. Let's go here and round average to 2 decimals. So we have here round between brackets and just add comma 2. Let's have a rerun here. Yes, the average here is rounded to 2 decimal places. This ends with our example on dictionary of lists.